The Los Angeles Lakers just sent a horrifying message as they come out in game 2. And in a game that they definitely didn't play their best basketball, they sent a serious message to not only the Timberwolves, but to the NBA. We're going to break down exactly what happened and discuss what this means going forward. But before we get into it, if you're part of the percentage who aren't subscribed to the channel, this is the place to be for daily Lakers content. If you're part of the 86% who aren't subscribed, make sure to smash that subscribe button. Hunter, a lot to go over today. And this wasn't the Lakers' best game by any means, but following what was a brutal game 1, they came out and they sent the Timberwolves a serious message. And let's just dive right into it. There's a ton of things to go over today. I'm very excited to get your thoughts on this. We're going to start with, of course, Luka Doncic. He was the main guy today. He had 31 points. He went 9 for 20 from the field. But despite all this, in a game where the Lakers, there was one key reason they won this game, which we'll dive into in a little bit. It wasn't their best game. It wasn't the cleanest game of basketball, and especially there in the fourth quarter, they started to, waver a little bit. They got the job done. They escaped with a split. And I think given the fact that they won this game by double digits still, this is a sign of better things to come for this team.
Yeah, and the Lakers haven't played their best basketball these first 2 games, but what they did do is play great defense. I mean, this was a great defensive game.
Yep.
You look at the difference in game 1. The Timberwolves, I was saying this on our live stream during the game 1 performance, like they had the greatest shooting performance in playoff franchise history for them. They shot over 50% from 3. They hit 21 threes. That was not going to happen again. If it was going to happen again, Nick, it was the greatest shooting stretch in the history of playoff basketball if the Timberwolves, quite frankly, pulled that off again. And so they didn't. They fell back down to earth. You had Naz Reid, you had Dante DiVincenzo. Those 2 guys on top of Jay McDaniels really tortured the Lakers in game 1, especially from 3. All of them got in foul trouble. Lakers made them work on the defensive side of the ball. They attacked mismatches. I mean, Rudy Gobert again looking like an absolute clown, getting subbed out for defensive reasons against the Lakers for the second straight game. And as a result, those guys could not get it going because they were in foul trouble. The other guys were the reason the Timberwolves won game 1. Even though Anthony Edwards played well, Julius Randle had a pretty good game. It didn't matter as the Lakers overall defensively held the Timberwolves to their season low 85 points in what's considered the most important game of their season. So although the Lakers really struggled in the fourth quarter, I think that's why they only scored 94 points because they just could not hit a shot in the fourth for a vast majority of that quarter. It was the defense that carried them and really kept them within arm's distance the entire time.
Yeah, I think that's the scariest thing. You look at the bottom there. Not only did they not score in the fourth very well, they went 6 for 29 from 3. So you have to assume that if you would have told me before the game, hey, the Lakers are going to go 6 for 29 from 3, will they win the game? Probably not. But then on the flip side, they went 20 for 20 from the free throw line. They did not miss a single free throw, and there was a lot of, missed calls both ways. The Lakers were clamoring for more free throws, but regardless of that, the fact that they won this game when you have Reaves going over 6 from 3, LeBron not having a good night from 3, even Luka not having a good night for 3, despite having a 31-point triple-double, that's the scariest thing about this. Is that's why you get guys like Luka Doncic. Yes, he's of course fantastic at shooting threes. It's not honestly his strength. His strength isn't an elite 3-point shooting. It's his ability to score the ball in general, whether that's 3-point shooting or getting into the paint. And you mentioned it defensively. Gobert, we saw an Austin Reaves ISO after, and he kind of said, yeah, you can't guard me after, which he can't. And he couldn't really guard anyone on the floor. Finished with 6 points. Helps a little bit. He altered a lot of Dorian Finney-Smith's layups and just a lot of layups at the rim. But they held Ant to 25, which I say held to 25. Of course, he's still going to get his. But other than Ant and Julius Randle, which of course are 2 main scorers, the biggest difference here was their bench. Dante and Nickeil Alexander-Walker combined for 2 for 10, and Naz Reid, who scored 23 points, I believe it was, going 7 for 10 from the field in the first game, were held to 9 points. And I want to give credit to Luka Doncic. His defense, especially down the stretch there, yes, he was still getting blown by occasionally, but he was providing a lot of pressure, and it was a very good defensive performance for Luka Doncic, especially given his standards and all things considered as well. 4 turnovers. It's a very low amount considering, the fact that he has his ball in the hands for 40, a ton of minutes, especially when he plays 42.
Yeah, and honestly, too, I mean, really outside of Anthony Edwards, who, Luka just does not have quite the foot speed to guard somebody like that consistently. I don't really think anybody else, offensively really causes that many issues for Luka Doncic. Right? As long as he's engaged playing defense, which he definitely was in this game, definitely set the tone in that sense. I don't really think anyone's going to blow by him in this one. So this is a game or a series where I don't think Luka's defense is going to get as exposed like it did against the Boston Celtics in the finals. They have so many guys that can take you off the dribble. It's really Anthony Edwards And really, he's really the true elite athlete. I mean, he's one of the best athletes in the league. I mean, that poster cat in Jackson Hayes. That I think if the Timberwolves won this one, I think we'd be talking about it a lot more. But for the Los Angeles Lakers, I mean, they hung their hat on defense, right? I think entering the playoffs, we were thinking they're good enough defensively to win a championship. This was championship level defense, especially when the offense isn't quite going like it did the first 3 quarters. In quarter number 4, they shot 21% from 3. So did Minnesota, so that kind of helped. The discrepancy was not different at all. It was
Nope.
pretty similar. But I mean, the Lakers going 20 for 20 from the line. I didn't even realize they were perfect, and they got there a lot too. So that's a team, in the Lakers when that could be the difference between winning or losing a game is what do you do at the free throw line? Lakers did exactly what they needed to do there, and ultimately LeBron, made some clutch plays toward the stretch. I mean, really that steal on Anthony Edwards and leading to the layup. I mean, the Timberwolves could have cut that to 7-6 points there. Instead, it ends up being 11, and then they really just couldn't catch up. And now we're going to be entering a game 3 and 4 in Minnesota where, we'll see if the Lakers are able to at least steal one there. If not, go up 3-1 in the series.
Yeah, and you look at it, and I mentioned the 6-29 from the Lakers side. Timberwolves shot horribly as well, 5 for 25, and they had the same amount of made free throws, but the Timberwolves actually shot more free throws. So you can't blame if you're a Timberwolves fan the free throw discrepancy because they went 20 for 25. Lakers go 20 for 20. It was a hard fought game. And yeah, they also held Mike Conley scoreless. I was very curious heading into this game how they were going to abuse that matchup with him on defense, with him being a smaller guard. He didn't get played a ton, 21 minutes. Nickeil Alexander
Walker took him out.
Yep. Nickeil Alexander Walker was was the favored one here because of his size. And keep in mind, Mike Conley had no fouls either, so it wasn't like he was in foul trouble or anything like that. DiVincenzo, also, he was in foul trouble. Niles Reed was in foul trouble a little bit, both with 4. So it's going to be a very interesting series, and the most important thing was to win this game. They got blown out in game 1. A lot of people are calling it the classic LeBron James coast game, whatever you want to call it. But the biggest thing here is that LA held the Wolves to 85 points on 38% from the field. The 85 points marks a new season low for the Timberwolves throughout in game 84 throughout the entire season. Defense does win championships, Nico, which is a pretty funny thing by Clutch there. And I want to give, again, Luka more credit. His defense, you mentioned it. Randall a couple times, maybe not even a blow by, but just strength, and that's going to happen. But he kept his feet in front. LeBron James as well did a solid job. And again, we know he's the playoff king, ranks first in all-time rankings, and it's incredible. But the best playoff performer of all time, at least as pertains to stats. And I'll leave the rest up for debate among everybody. But it was a huge win, and what matters most is this defense. That's what's going to win them this series, along with their offense. But not only this series, if they go up against, don't jump ahead too far, but if they go up against the Celtics in the finals, or even the Nuggets, whoever they end up playing, the Oklahoma City Thunder being the big one, they're going to need defense like this in order to win those games. So it's a good step that they're at least capable of doing it. And most importantly, rookie coach JJ Redick was able to implement changes that worked.
Yeah, I know it's like the most cliche thing, but defense does in fact win championships. If you guys are NFL viewers out there, I mean, you even saw in the Super Bowl, right? You got Patrick Mahomes, one of the most talented quarterbacks ever, and you go up against that Eagles defense, and it doesn't matter, right? So defense wins the championships, guys, and the Lakers, they just need to be good enough. This was a great defensive performance. I mean, you really, after getting absolutely smoked on that side of the ball, you clearly saw a lot more effort and a lot more physicality. I think that's going to be what the Lakers are going to try to do from now on. I think it's what Minnesota's going to try to do from now on, too. I think both teams want to be physical and the more the aggressor and, kind of set the tone early in this one. So that's why I'm very curious to see what happens in game 3, because now it's going to be in Minnesota. Lakers have won there, but they've also lost there as well. So we'll see ultimately what happens. Both teams are going to, it's an even series now. Both of them got their feet under them a little bit. And I am curious to see, too, do the Lakers eventually really kind of find their offense consistently? Because we haven't seen the offensive explosion yet. And I think they might be due for one at some point, Nick.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. And seeing Vando fall out a little bit of the rotation as well. So I think he had some okay energy minutes out there. So it's going to be interesting to see what they continue to do. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lakers split on to the next game. We'll keep you up to date with all the latest news. So make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching.